Okay, today. Today, I'm still going on very little sleep, so you will excuse me if I'm a little out of it here. A lot of stress, a lot of reorienting myself to putting on my compression hose and handling, shifting my how I wake up, how I go to bed, and all that. And with everyone's schedules reorienting, and it's like So, I'm a little tired here. I did do a drawing already, and it was an interesting process, just experimenting, letting it unfold, and then it was kind of a basic kind of stream of consciousness drawing process where I just let the stuff flow and built on it. And then this was a really simple one where I just felt it was finished in the drawing program and took it into the processing program. And then I processed it, and then I hit the right one, and then the title came, so it was really nice and clean. I wasn't really conscious of thinking about what this new drawing kind of resonated with me after I finished it. So it was interesting. All of a sudden I realized when I finished it and looked at it, it reminded me of the eye of an AI. So looking into the AI. And I have been thinking a lot about the coming of AI and what it'll do to the world and to work and to all that, because it connects with my own struggle here of getting a job to earn a living versus finding meaningful work and a meaningful way to contribute to the world. So it feels almost like a microcosm, macrocosm experience going on. So it's kind of like I'm having a preemptive experience of that kind of gap and trying to find myself in it. So then that drawing kind of, as I was gazing into it, I kind of realized this. So it kind of created that revelation. So here's the drawing, and enjoy. I already put it up, got it out there, and who knows what'll happen. Who knows? Then I've been working on, I've been doing a media literacy. I've been designing a media literacy theory, trying to unpack media literacy from an integral complexity perspective, because being in this moment in history where we have fake news and reality bubbles and vast invisible propaganda networks all kind of messing with our capacity to understand the truth and information and what's really going on in ourselves and in the world, I really feel called to do something to help in this moment. So I'm working on this media literacy. It feels like maybe a campaign, and put it out there. If it's just going to be a little presentation or something beyond that, I don't know yet, but I'm just kind of looking into propaganda and looking into all this stuff and kind of trying to see if I could kind of integrate all of it into a more clear way for us to understand it and actually have a practice of discerning. And so that's part of the calling of this moment in history for me, is shifting to do things that contribute to this big transition we're in, as I see it, and many people see it. Some people, recognize what's going on as the big transition from the rational industrial age to the informational pluralistic age. And while informational and pluralistic age has been around for a while, coming in, it hasn't permeated all dimensions of the world, all of our world. Still, our financial system and our political systems are still rooted in the rational industrial age. And I think that's what this election and the rise of nationalism around the world is all about, kind of this backlash, this kind of fear response to this huge shift, which is not just out there, but it's a shift in consciousness, which is primary here. The shift is from the rational industrial age, the primary kind of circle of care and concern is sociocentric or nation-centric. And for the information age, the pluralistic structure of consciousness. So rational industrial is, the rational age is that sociocentric circle, and the informational pluralistic is actually global-centric circle of care and concern. It's connected to that. So it makes sense that as we enter this transition and the old system collapses, because it has to, one response has got to be fear and pulling back to the last stable structure of consciousness, which is mythic, which Donald Trump's persona and administration, all of that, really kind of represents that mythic. Actually, it's magic mythic, very egocentric, ethnocentric combination. Circles of care and concern. So very kind of self-oriented, but also national and racial and all this stuff. So for me, the essence is we have to make this shift in consciousness from sociocentric collectively to global-centric. The globalization that has been taking place for many, many years has brought us to the point of we have now global-centric problems that can only be solved from a global-centric perspective. But our financial and political systems are stuck in rational industrial and nation-centric, sociocentric. So, after the election, I felt I can't just go on as normal. I have to commit to helping this transition any way I can, to alleviate as much suffering as I can, to help move us in that direction as best I can. So, for example, my drawings, I don't know if you've noticed, but they're all about consciousness. Everything I'm doing is kind of about consciousness. So the media literacy campaign, one of the essential parts of it is it's not just how truth is framed outside of us, but the frames we bring to it, our construct fields. As we look at information, we're filtering it, and we don't realize it either. And so any kind of real media literacy theory and practice has to include that now, because this is an essential kind of element here we have to kind of really unpack how we perceive and how we receive information, how we process it, and kind of shift out of that old way of being. And my drawings by entering the stream of consciousness with the videos, playing with the field of consciousness, I'm trying to create works that work with our consciousness. And I believe it's if we kind of start exercising our consciousness in a way. So if we're doing consciousness practices and we're looking at drawings and videos that stimulate different structures and states of consciousness and play with them and kind of become conscious of them, conscious of consciousness itself, then we have a shot at making this shift. And my work, my research that takes everything to the arc of consciousness, which is the evolution of the moving image, consciousness, culture, and society, my integral cinema work, all that stuff is part of that. But ever since the election, I've tried to look at everything I've been doing and say, how does this meet the moment? What do I need to do to meet the moment, to work with this? And so this media literacy thing kind of arose and began to call me, is one of the ways. Another way, I've been working on an idea for a hybrid TV series, video game, VR, AR, transmedia work that would storify and gamify the evolution of consciousness so that viewers and players would be ushered through the stages of development. And the idea is to help catalyze shifts from wherever you are. So for example, in the video game part, you would go in, answer some questions, the program, the game would get a rough idea of the structure of consciousness where you're at, and you start at a certain level for that consciousness and work your way up so that you're gamifying the evolution of your own consciousness. So all of this is oriented towards trying to meet the calling of this moment. Maybe I'm crazy or whatever, but I have to do this. So that's my call, and that's what I've been playing with today. What I play with every day in a way. So that's where I'm at. So meeting the calling of this moment is kind of the topic for today, I guess. We can call this. So I invite you to ask yourself the same questions. What can you do, both for your own consciousness and for the world, to help us through this incredible time, which has the potential to take humanity to the next level or to destroy us, depending on which way we go. So, peace out, peace in, peace in between, peace all around. Namaste.